Got cocky. Got cocky. With the lines full in grocery stores, an upcoming shutdown of some of the roads here on Guam, we're trying to stay out of the grocery stores and procure some of our own food today.
So our main goal today is mahi-mahi. It's a really big, common fish to get here, and it's delicious and super sustainable. But if we can't do that with our trolling rig, because we don't really have a trolling rig, we'll just drop a sabiki and see what we can get.
Have any leader material because everything is shut down right now in Guam, so I'm using this flounder rig with this small, maybe 1 ounce weight on it, attached to this, how long is it? That's about a 8-9 inch Rapala. Hoping that's about 8 or 9 inches for a Rapala. Probably about 4 inches. We're complete noobs at this, so if you got any advice on this part, especially the fishing part, please leave us a comment. And for the speed, we don't have any depth finder or any kind of chart plotting device. So for the speed, there's a rabbit on this side and a turtle on this side. And I've been going about that far above turtle for the speed for trolling. So about 2 turtles on the way to rabbit.
Down to a science on this boat.
For trolling speed. So not sure if that's too fast or too slow. I know these fish swim fast, so we'll see. Maybe we'll go 3 turtles later if we don't have any luck.
While we're waiting for the ultimate fish experience, I'd like to point out Chris's custom cooler. So normally people mount PVC on the side of the cooler, but Chris, it doesn't fit. Should I?
No.
So we just use these metal mounts instead. This works for our fat bottom fishing poles.
I have 3 words to say, fat bottom girl!
Okay, so we started fishing here midday, and I don't think the midday is the best time to be mahi fishing. So we're switching gears a little bit, and we thought, well, it wasn't, exhilarating enough in this little thinly made rubber boat with 1 big hook. So we've switched to about 7 or 8 hooks here, and this is a sabiki rig. It's basically meant to mimic a small school of fish or small school of shrimp or squid or something. And it's a bunch of little hooks all attached to one, and it's got a weight at the bottom.
We feel sort of like a couple Hallie gringos out here. We don't really know what we're doing. We've never caught mahi before.
So we're not having a lot of luck here. Middle of the day, we didn't do any good on our sabiki rig, and I'm not really sure where the reefs are either, and we're not sure where the fish are, and we don't have any electronics, so I'll be sending my fish finder down here to see if we can see anything. Seeing any fish?
No. It's just a flat rocky bottom.
Rock bottoming! You're rock bottoming! I am. Keep looking, you'll find it. Nope. Do you see a fish? Keep looking. You're doing a great job. Keep looking. You're doing a great job. While Elizabeth's working, I like to have a cool beer and relax. Sometimes it's nice to finally get some peace and quiet. I don't even care if we actually find any fish. It's just nice to finally have some salt. No, you gotta find the fish. It's nice to have some quiet, peace and quiet out on the boat. You guys know what I mean. So we got a skipjack. Finally caught a fish, trolling a spoon with no weight.
Oh my god! This is not mahi, but it'll do. Chris says that I caught a bluefish or a trevally, and this is a juvenile. They get a lot bigger. We had 2 lines out, and mine caught a fish, and Chris caught a rock. So we're just unsnagging that at the moment. But this is this is my first fish in Guam. My guess was right, Chris caught a rock, so we can't get it out. Luckily, we brought our snorkel gear, so he's just gonna go get it and pee at the same time.
Swim fins and a mask on a boat are basically the keys to the bathroom.
You know those pliers. I'm gonna cut the line. I really don't want to break. It's a very small piece of coral. I don't want to break it.
That's all I want. Okay, we've stopped here in Fua Bay after Elizabeth here successfully caught a massive fish that we will feast on surely for weeks to come.
Absolutely.
And to get something to go with our fish, we thought we'd stop here and find a young coconut heart. And it's something I've never eaten before until we got here. So we thought we'd maybe show you guys if you've never had a young coconut heart, and where you get them and kind of what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So this tree right here is a coconut palm, and you can see up here the fresh green coconuts that haven't fallen yet. After these coconuts fall, it will sprout out a shoot and put roots into the ground, and you catch it in the very young stage when the sprout's just coming out, and the inside of the coconut is very soft and fleshy, and I don't know what it is, but there's a ball inside that's part of the initial growing process that is very good to eat.
And then these don't have a shoot at all, which from my understanding just means it's going to be hard flesh on the inside and water. So these aren't old enough. That might work. You can see it has a sprout coming out of the top, and then it's just starting to develop roots. I don't know what this does. I don't hear anything.
This is for the moisture. Slosh.
I don't hear anything. We'll just try this one. See if it works.
We made it back. Guam is going to start shutting down. We got to get out on the boat one last time before all that kind of stuff starts happening. We're back to start cooking our fish dinner, but before we do that, we're going to open up this coconut and have an appetizer. Thank you, Vanna White.
This is commonly called sprouted coconuts. We were referring to it earlier as coconut heart, but that can mean a lot of things. Coconuts have different ages. The green ones that you see, commonly those are used for coconut water. And then as they get older, they start to brown on the outside, and there's actually a seed in the middle that looks like a bowling ball that's actually on the inside of all of this fibrous husk.
And to show you how much I don't know what I'm doing, I'm from so far inland that my grandmother, my nanny, pronounces Hawaii, Hawaii. If you got some constructive criticism or some hilarious ways to rag the way I open this, please put that in the comment section. Now that I've had a beer to calm my hand down so I don't do anything crazy with indoor machete. Now I like this machete because it's got a place on the handle so you can use 2 hands. Okay, so we're going to one-hand this. Okay, so let's make room on the table here. You're going to want to try to make a wedge shape in this so that we can peel back the fibrous husk. And I have scared our fish.
Good fish.
Chris is chopping this outside because it's scaring the out of our fish.
Okay, so we skipped over a lot of the struggle bus that just happened of me getting this husk off, but I wanted to show you. So this is the outside part of the coconuts. It's very fibrous material, and then the inside part, here's the actual hard part of the coconut that we're used to seeing as like people who didn't grow up around the ocean. So inside here is what we're going to open up and actually eat. The inside of it is almost the consistency of cotton ball. It has a crunch like an apple. I've never tasted anything like it or had anything with the mouthfeel quite like what's inside this coconut.
It's like bird foam. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, like seat foam, like foam out of a motorcycle or a Nerf football, but think about that same foam consistency, but when you bite it, there's a crunch.
It's so unique.
It's a very light flavor and very delicious.
This is sort of our quick snack after a long day fishing, and we can jump to filleting and cooking the trevally.
Behind the arm fin, pectoral fin, arm fin, same thing. Oh, sweet Jesus Christ. What I find odd about this, and a little weird, it's a moral gray ground, is our pet fish here is watching all this. And it's really weird to gut a fish and fillet it in front of your pet. He's actually pouting, so Oscars are notorious for showing behavior of kind of like puppies or something, and he's pouting. He does this when he doesn't like something that's going on in the room, and they just lay at the bottom of the tank. So I don't think he likes the fact that we're cleaning fish. Normally you'd want to have your olive oil heated up so it doesn't just sit in cold oil like this, but you know. How many people
it's
are...
hot. It just landed on my foot.
Yeah, it'll be fine. She tested it with her flesh, so. Flesh in, flesh out.
Chris just made the fish. I cleaned the cutting board, so we're gonna go on to the next step. This is not a recipe that we know of that's in existence. We're just kind of making it up. To keep this really Guam, we wanted to incorporate finadeni, which is a local sauce here made from soy sauce, vinegar, green onions, and then bird peppers, and there's a lot of variations, depends on how the family recipes kind of developed over time. But we got this from our landlord. We have this can of Pillsbury biscuits. The biscuits are super absorbent, so we're hoping that maximizes the sauce suck-upping. I don't know what to call it.
I look like an idiot.
Gonna use some...
Pam.
I'm going to kind of mush them out. Fish, you want some biscuits? Think these are flat enough? I don't know. We'll find out. So now I'm going to chop up these green onions.
No.
We took out this cream cheese ahead of time, so it's nice and soft. Here we have our professional grade mixing bowl. You can find this on any Food Shopping Network channel. All the pros use it. Like that joke? I did a joke.
You did good.
Do you see it?
Yeah, it was a great joke.
Thank you. So we're just scooping it in the middle and pulling the edges of the biscuit sort of around. Slop it on like a good lunch lady does. And Chris just thought about adding this rice seasoning. We've used it on homemade sushi and it makes it taste so good. These ain't Mama's Southern biscuits, that's for sure.
They actually are Southern biscuits.
I know, but...
If you look at the can, it says Southern biscuits.
But Mama won't make them this way.
Yeah, Daddy will.
Ew.
Daddy?
No.
Daddy cooks the biscuit.
No.
Does Daddy cook them?
No. Stop. Little fish pockets. Now we put them in the oven. Are we ready for the oven, Christopher? This is the finished product, which burned on the bottom. Chris loves Mercury.
If there's one thing we're good at in the kitchen, it's cutting the burn part off the bottom of biscuits, pizza, fish. You can go on and on. We've gotten really good at filleting the burnt part off of stuff.
goes. Ooh, hot. Tastes like creamy, delicious fish on a biscuit. Try it with this fettuccine sauce. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, I should let this cool down. Oh, it's hot. Tastes really good though. I just burned my mouth. It's delicious.
That's all for us here at Candy Adventures in our attempt to avoid the craziness that is the grocery stores this time, right now, during the COVID-19 coronavirus, Chinese flu, whatever pandemic. This was actually pretty good. We were unsure if this was going to be disgusting or delicious, and it actually turned out being pretty good with our biscuit. Turned out pretty good with our hot flaky fish pockets. Hot fish. This turned out pretty good with our hot trebly flaky pockets. Our
buttery, flaky, fishy.
Our buttery flaky southern pockets. Our buttery fish pockets. Fish
That
biscuits.
sounds terrible.
Fish pastry. Our delicious fish pastry. Our delicious Chamorro fish pastry, fettuccine style.
Yeah, that.